In the early Middle Ages of Europe, knighthood was conferred upon mounted warriors. During the High Middle Ages, knighthood was considered a class of low nobility. By the late Middle Ages, the rank had become associated with the ideals of chivalry, a code of conduct for the perfect Christian warrior. Today, we are going to take that lowly noble knight and arm them with the greatest equipment known to man. Our towering knight leader, Gwyn, will allow us to equip knights for 0 mana. It's time to fight. Time to let the knights brawl. Hello, A-Person here, and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Again, the deck I was going to do this week, I do not quite have the wild cards for, so this week we're going to be playing in Brawl. We're going to be playing a Syr Gwyn Hero of Ashvale deck. I wanted to do this because I have barely seen anyone try to build Syr Gwyn in Brawl since she came out, aside from the Knights Charge Brawl deck. So I wanted to rectify that and do a more dedicated Syr Gwyn build which focuses on the knights and equipment a bit more with the current things we have available. So it's going to be both an equipment deck and an aggro deck, so combination of archetypes in many ways, but this is what I've come up with in the current standard format. I think this deck is slightly better in the historic Brawl format because you have access to so much more better equipment like Black Blade Reforged. You also have stuff like Diether, Capuchin, Paragon. You have SRAM, Senior Artificer, so a lot of different cards you can use in that format. But we've got what we've got for now, so let's go over Syr Gwyn first and see what she does. Whenever she has Vigilance and Menace, and whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Equipment you control have equipped Knight 0, so this allows you to cheat around any equipment costs. Not that we necessarily have stuff that these can really benefit from this, because again this would be better in historic because of Colossus Hammer, but Colossus Hammer is rotated, so that's a bit sad. Now I do actually run Syr Gwyn as a commander in the commander format, so I actually have a Syr Gwyn commander deck. I may go over that one day, but for now we're just going to be playing a Brawl version. So let's go over all the different cards we're running. We're running Venerable Knight, 1-drop Knight, which that also has a +1/+1 counter effect when it dies. And there's also a 2/1, so that's pretty good for 1 mana. Bloodchief's first, because it's one of the best removal spells, so running it so we can remove anything, provided we have the mana, of course. Fangbearer Knight, draw a card, lose 1 life with his adventure, which is why I play it. It also has, it will be a 1/1 with Death Touch, which is pretty nice early on. Fervent Champion is a knight with equipment support, so it goes really well in this deck. It's first strike haste knight, and all equipment costs 3 less to activate. So if we don't have Syr Gwyn out for whatever reason, and Syr Gwyn is 6 mana, so yeah, then we can basically equip all of our equipment to Fervent Champion for free. Well, aside from a few things, there are a few pieces of equipment so that we can't quite do that with, but we'll get to that in a moment. Shadow Spear is the best 1-drop equipment in standard right now. It gives creatures +1/+1 trample and lifelink, and it also has the ability to make stuff lose indestructible and hexproof, so we can then target it with stuff like Bloodchief's Thirst. So that is really good. Then goes the 2-drops. We have All That Glitters. This is in here as an enchantment. This creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. So we already have a fair bit of equipment to this deck. So if we slap a load of equipment on the field and then use All That Glitters, we get massive amounts of pumps to whatever is enchanted by All That Glitters. So the creature gets absolutely huge. So ideally we want to put also Syr Gwyn so that Syr Gwyn can absolutely smash in and take game immediately. As you can also point out from all the fact I did a Night Dinosaurs deck, I like these big stumpy decks that tend to win out of nowhere, so they are a big risk admittedly, but they're pretty fun. Also we have Luminarch Aspirant, not a knight, but it's a really good in an aggro strategy because in the beginning of combat on your turn, you get a +1/+1 on target creature you control. Now this is a knight, this is Black Lance Paragon, who when it enters the battlefield, target knight gains death touch and lifelink until the end of turn. So if we're a bit under pressure about to lose a creature, we can flash this in to kill the opponent's creature and unexpectedly make them lose stuff. So we can also use this as removal if needs be. Malefic Scythe, another piece of equipment. This gets +1/+1 for each soul counter on Malefic Scythe, and it starts with a soul counter in it. But whenever a creature dies, you put a soul counter on Malefic Scythe, so it keeps getting stronger as the fight progresses. Next up we have Smith and Swordmaster, who has a ability which lets us gain X life, and each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of knights you control. Now I will admit there are only actually 10 knights in this entire deck, so it may not be for much, but it's a nice boost nevertheless. Crystal Slipper, a quick creature gives +1 and has haste, and equips for 1. This is pretty much in here because the ability to give haste. Because Syr Gwyn costs 6 mana, if we can equip it for 0 for Crystal Slipper, we can give Syr Gwyn haste immediately and then start attacking and drawing cards. Ember Shieldbreaker lets us destroy target artifact, which is the only reason it's in here. Dire Tactics lets us exile target creature, and if you don't control a human, you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. A lot of our knights are humans, so this means that we can play this and it'll still work out really well. General's Enforcer, legendary humans you control have indestructible, and exile target card from a graveyard. If it's a creature card, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. So this is in here for the first line to make Syr Gwyn indestructible. That's why we're playing General's Enforcer, that's the only reason really. Seal Claw Lance, another equipment, gets +2/+2, and the advantage you can equip knights for just 1 mana, so that's a really handy thing to have. Stormfist Crusader is another card draw, although it is symmetrical card draw. We do give our opponents cards in the process, but we do get to drain our opponents in the process. So not drain, make them lose a life, because we also are losing a life at the same time. Inspiring Veteran gives all knights +1/+1. Arcane Signet, Commander Staples, so it's in here. Mirror Shield is in here to give creatures hexproof, so what we can do is give this to Syr Gwyn, or we can give it to General's Enforcer, so that General's Enforcer has hexproof, so the opponent cannot target the General's Enforcer, leaving Syr Gwyn indestructible. Shatter Skull Smashing allows us to target removal and also use as a mountain if needs be. Onto the 3-drops. We have Acclaimed Contender, which when it enters the battlefield allows us to dig for a knight, aura, equipment or legendary artifact card, and then put it into your hand. So this helps us search our equipment a bit more, as well as more knights. Speaking of equipment, we have Mace of the Valiant. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter on Mace of the Valiant and has vigilance. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it gets stronger. Maul of the Skyclave is one of the best equipment in Standard right now, and probably one of the main things we'll be trying to look out for. When Maul of the Skyclaves enters the battlefield, attach it to a target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has flying and first strike. So it does equip for 4, but the also equip on entry makes this exceptionally good. Skyclave Apparition for more removal, allows us to exile anything with a converted mana cost 4 or less, and then if it gets destroyed they do get a token back, but better than having what they originally tried to play. Grim Tutor allows us to search any card in the deck for a cost of 3 life. Murderous Rider lets us destroy any creature or planeswalker for the cost of 2 life, but then again we can also play as a creature to which has lifelink, and that allows us to get it all back again. Knight's Charge. Whenever a knight you control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Mitigates the life loss from Syr Gwyn somewhat, but it also has an activated ability. If we have a lot of knights in our graveyard, we can pay 8 mana, sacrifice the enchantment, and bring all knights back out of the graveyard. Akiri, Fearless Voyager, another way to draw cards through equipment in this deck. So similarly, so if we have both Akiri and Syr Gwyn out, we get 2 lots of card draws. Now, important thing to note with Akiri is that the card draw is only 1 card, no matter how many creatures you attack with, whereas Syr Gwyn is multiple, depending on if you have multiple creatures equipped. Next up we have Forging the Tyrant Sword, which allows us to create 2 treasure tokens and then lets us tutor for an equipment on the 3rd turn. Now, these treasure tokens will help us ramp into Syr Gwyn, so that's really useful, and also gets us an equipment that we can then use with Syr Gwyn immediately. Agadeem's Awakening allows some mass revival, so allows us to really get some of our low cost knights out of the graveyard very, very quickly. Onto the 4-drops, we have Fires of Invention, which is still legal in the Brawl format. This card is banned in standard, so naturally we're going to play it while we can, because this card is busted. You can cast spells only during your turn, and you can cast no more than 2 spells each turn, but you may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana costs. So this is going to maybe mitigate Syr Gwyn's high mana cost and allow us to play more stuff on the turn, so we really want to get this out as soon as possible. We also have Toralf, God of Fury. This is a creature where whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage. Toralf deals damage equal to the excess to any target other than that permanent. But we're mainly playing this in the deck because of Toralf's Hammer, because this is the closest thing we have to a card called Sunforger. If you haven't heard of this card before, this card allows you to unattach it and search your deck for an instance or sorcery card with converted mana cost 4 or less and cast it for just 2 mana. It's one of the best equipments in Commander. So this isn't quite as good because it does have some checks in place to stop it from being as powerful as Sunforger. But I thought I'd explain why that's there just so you can understand a bit more. Now, you unattach this but you have to tap the creature in the process. It deals 3 damage to any target and return Toralf's Hammer to its owner's hand. And the equipped creature gets +3/+0 as long as it's legendary. Now, there are ways we can get around this because with Syr Gwyn out on the battlefield, if we also have multiple knights, we can tap all the multiple knights and destroy our opponent's stuff or hit the opponent for 3 damage. So that is extremely useful because of Syr Gwyn's ability to equip for 0. So we actually save on quite a bit of mana in the process for this. Although we do have to recast the hammer every single time, which is going to be a bit of a problem. So it's more playable in this deck than most, but still, obviously the design not to be abused as a board wipe. We have Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients, which is another way it allows us to tutor for equipment by searching the top 6 cards. But then we could also create a 1/1 white core warrior creature token, which also allows for 3 equips. So this is another way to get our equipment onto creatures without having to pay the equip costs. And Nahiri, as a bonus, can act as removal depending on how much equipment we have on the battlefield. Next up we have Sad Robot. When Sad Robot enters the battlefield, search a card for your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words a bit today. And when Sad Robot dies, you may draw a card. So yeah, that's this in here to help for ramp to Syr Gwyn. It's extremely useful. We really need it to get to that 6 mana. We have 1 5-drop, which is Doomscar, but we're not planning to play it for 5 mana. We ideally want to play it for 3 mana. This is just an emergency if things go south. We also have Embercleave, because they're the best equipment in standard right now. So you know what Embercleave does. I don't think you need to explain it. Has flash, costs less. If you play it, you win the game. Is quite a bit of what happens, really. We also have Amelia's Call, which is another land in the deck, which we can use to create a 1/1 white angel warrior creature token with flying, and non-angel creatures gain indestructible until the next turn. So this is going to be really, really useful, and that means that we get an indestructible field, but it's not really as useful as Agadeem's Awakening or Shatterskull Smashing, in my opinion. We also have Ruinous Ultimatum. This is with Mardu colours, we might as well play this card. Destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. A ridiculously one-sided board wipe. But just for good measure, we also have Undo Inversion, which destroys all non-land permanents. So another board wipe. It does wipe out our own equipment, admittedly, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made. Okay, those are all the non-land cards. For the mana base, we have Castle Ardenvale, 3 Plains, Castle Lochwain, 3 Swamps, Castle Embereth, 3 Mountains, Bright Climb, Grim Climb Pathway, Blight Step, Seer Step Pathway, Axeguard Armory. This card is another way to allow us to tutor for equipment in this deck by sacrificing it and paying 4 mana. So you can also search for auras, so you can also get all the glitters out of the deck as well, which is really, really good. Then we have Needle Verge, Pillar Verge Pathway, Savai Trio, one of the few tap lands of the deck. I'm trying to minimise on this because we want to play aggro as much as possible, really. But Sapphire Trio just taps all 3 colours, so it's really useful. Plus it has cycling, so that could be useful if we flood out in lands. Tournament Grounds is a Mardu land, especially for knights, which allows us to pay red, white or black as long as we only use it to cast a knight or equipment spell. So good fixing here for the deck. Command Tower is the best fixing card in the deck because it taps all 3 colours of Syr Gwyn's identity, so it's just really good. And it's an untapped land as well. And finally, Fabled Passage allows us to sacrifice it and search for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tap. So another way to easily search out for fixed lands. And obviously if we have at least 4 lands, you get to untap that land as well. Okay, so that is the deck profile. So let's enter the arena! So we're going first, but we're against the Chulane deck. This doesn't look very promising. We are going to start off by putting down our Castle Ashvale since we don't really have any true 1-drops. Maybe we won't even need Syr Gwyn. Maybe we just try and attack with General's Enforcer. We get more of the Skyclaves coming down next turn. That's one of the best equipments in the deck. That's what we really stand a chance with. But the game, every deck I've played against so far when trying to record for this particular video, they've all been against blue decks, and it's starting to get really tiring now. Still, more of the Skyclaves coming down early on to really forced to attack early. However, Chulane is one of the most busted commanders in Brawl, and so we're about to see exactly why. Here's Lotus Cobra. Completely fair and balanced magic. And with that 2 mana, they're going to go ahead and put a mutated Parcel Beast on top of it. Well, Undo Inversion is nice, but we're probably going to play as a land instead, which is kind of annoying, but Mace of the Valiant down. Attack with General's Enforcer. Does this thing have reach? No, it doesn't. Okay. Next time we'll play Sad Robot to get red. Battle of the Brawl deck commanders, except they've got the better one of the 2 here. Beanstalk Giant. Well, that's a threat we need to watch out for later on. Of course, if we get removal, that'll be even better than playing the Sad Robot, but not much we can do about that right now. Elysian Castlade. Of course, what we really want to save removal for is Chulane, because yeah, okay, well, Solemn's Sad Robot is gonna come down. We're going to go ahead and get another red source. That's a quick 3, so next time we could cast Syr Gwyn and then put Mace of the Valiant on our General's Enforcer. We'll block with the Sad Robots. if we have to. Parcel Beast is gonna... Oh yeah, that's Lotus Cobra's ability. Of course it is. Here's Chulane! Oh boy! Let the degeneracy begin! Right, we're gonna go ahead and cast Syr Gwyn while they're tapped out. And now we're gonna go ahead and equip this. Oh yeah, it goes on knights only. Okay, never mind. Well, the General's Enforcer's going to make Syr Gwyn indestructible, so that's always a bonus. We'll just attack with our General's Enforcer. We do get card draw anyway. Okay, let's see how things go from here. They're going to use the Parcel Beast ability to pay. Okay, right, so now they... Remember, Chulane does blank against removal, so we want to target Chulane above all else, in spite of any other threats they might have, because then they can just save things for later. Nythea is going to come down. And here's Chulane's absolutely busted ability. At least it doesn't allow you to gain 3 life in the process, and because that would be absurdly broken, wouldn't it? I'm sure there's no card like that in the game that would have done that already. Parcel Beast going down. Right, the moment of truth. Dryad. Nythea's come down though with Okay, this is the moment of truth. Right, I think we can win this now. If we cast Smith and Swords Master's Curry Favour, then Arcane Signet comes down. Mirror Shield. Mirror Shield go on the General's Enforcer now. I'm not sure if will we have any benefit to doing so. I think we can equip to the General's Enforcer, right? And then we use our Maul of the Sky Clays, which we're going to go ahead and equip to Syr Gwyn. Ah, it's just going to be short. Bummer. Oh crap, that's changes things completely. Puts them down to 2. We can block with Gwyn now because of General's Enforcer giving hexproof, but as long as they're alive, they can do stuff. There's no Bant Ultimatum, thankfully. Well, there isn't in Standard right now. A Bant Ultimatum does exist, but maybe Knight's Charge would have actually helped a bit more here. Ugin! I knew something was going to happen. Oh, but Solemn Simulacrum is colourless. And Syr Gwyn survives? What? Oh, because oh yes, because it was the amount of they couldn't -6. Right. Well, that changes things completely. I think we managed to survive. Apart from the fact that we don't have more of the Skyclaves anymore, so yeah. Quick Night 0. What else do we do now? Knight's Charge. Thinking a bit here what I want to do. Inspiring Veteran. Okay, well, unfortunately there's quite a few problems because more of the Skyclaves was what was really allowing us to leverage ourselves in this matchup, and now things don't look so great. So what we really need is some form of board of... We need Ruinous Ultimatum, really. But that's just one card in the entire deck, and I'm not really sure we can necessarily go with that. So I think we need to be able to attack with multiple Knights and Knight's Charge. That's going to be the way we win in the game. But they know this, so... Ew. So they can remove stuff with Ugin, so they'll probably take out the Inspiring Veteran. Or take out the Knight's Charge as well. Crap, ugh. This is just going absolutely terribly. Come on, ugh. We need removal. And that, well, that's a Dream Trawler. Just keeps going from bad to worse. Like, look at this. Look at this. Vivian as well in the same turn because Chulane is busted.
Diversity is our greatest strength.
Really doubling down on that devotion there on Nylea. But how are we going to do anything now? It's Acclaimed Contender. Can maybe find some form of equipment. We need Embercleave, I think. Oh no! Come on! Ah! Well, we might as well try to attack with our sad robots. So we get the card draw. Take action. Sub-Triome, come on. Right, we're going to have to cycle this. Agadeem's Awakening, that's nice. But do we have any knights in our graveyard? Well, I wish we'd... let's see. Agadeem's Awakening could allow us to reuse Acclaimed Contender's ability, admittedly, but... Of course, Dream Trawler's there now, so that's just going to get them life back again. You just can't win with this. Ah, I'm so frustrated by this deck right now. Luminous Brewmoth. Okay, that's just going to make things even more ridiculous.
Beauty lies in variation.
And there goes a claim contender.
Ghost fire, my greatest creation.
Questing Beast is going to go ahead, and Dream Troll is attacking as well. Are we dead this turn? No, but we're pretty close to it. Ah. Right. All because we lost more of the Skyclaves. That just went really badly in the end. Ah. Please! This is just torture right now. And there's a Baneslayer Angel. Look at this. This is insane. Right then. Frick. Agadeem's Awakening could bring back Acclaimed Contender and Solemn Simulacrum, I guess. So we will do that. But what does it even matter when... No, things have just got way too out of hand. I really thought we were going to have a good chance of this, but then as soon as Ugin came down, it just took over the game completely and ruined everything. Take action. What have we got left here? Not a lot. They don't have any artifacts we can destroy, right? No, in which case we lose, because... Honestly, what can you do? I was so close to winning that one! Oh... I think I need a break. Okay, so we're going first in this one. Regarding what we have lands, but they any good lands really. Axguard Armory is nice. Amira's cool, okay. I don't particularly like this, so I'm going to mulligan. Okay, well, so I'm going to keep this one instead. So, first turn, we're going to play our Axguard Armory. So that will allow us to later tutor for equipment if we need it to. Crystal Slipper. So Syr Gwyn gets haste whenever she eventually comes down. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Confounding Conundrum. So Fabled Passage is not really going to work that well now. Very annoying, but hey, what can you do? So we'll have to put Castle Lockwain down instead. Gadwick comes down. We really needed something else other than that. So, we're going to keep the Shatter Skull Smashing in hand. I think we're going to go and play this as a white land, I think. Knight's Charge. So it's quite annoying because this Fabled Passage we can't really use unless we need to tutor for a land. Because Thassa, who has already got enough devotion because of Gadwick, so we really need to get rid of Gadwick. I don't think Gadwick actually draws any cards because of that. Okay. Let's see. Bloodchief's Thirst. That does not actually get rid of Gadwick, does it? Put you down tapped. No, that's not worth it. No blocks. And Sharks comes down, come on! Sheesh! Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Why are we playing against nothing but controls today? That's what it just seems like. Unfortunately, Confounding Conundrum is going to block this completely, but we kind of need to do what we need to do, really, so... So that swamp's going to come down, but it's going to go straight back to our hand. Oh, actually, no. We can do something about this. We can take our pillar verge pathway up. So that now allows us to destroy. Gadwick. We'll get rid of Gadwick. But still no attacks. Shark Typhoon coming down. And Thassa's straight back in there. Bummer. Can we please have one game where I don't get absolutely murdered with this deck, because it's getting ridiculous now. Right, Gwyn coming down. I think we do have to, well, Gwyn's indestructible now, so we can actually block. Actually, if they pump Charix, we lose, so... We can't block anymore. Good game. Can I please just have one game where we don't get absolutely murdered with this deck? So we're going first. There's a Fervent Champion there and an Inspiring Veteran, so that's cool, but the problem is that we can't really play the Inspiring Veteran immediately, but we are going to keep this nevertheless. So, Mountain, Fervent Champion. Get in there. Our opponents are playing Fynn the Fangbearer, so that could be a problem. Side Trio coming down. Attacking with Fervent Champion again. Fynn the Fangbearer coming down really early. Castle Lockwain will allow us to do this, right? Okay, there's no charge counters on this initially, so no attacks with the Fervent Champion. We will, following turn, flash in Black Lance Paragon so we can kill Fynn the Fangbearer. Arcane Signet coming down. Mirror Shield. They fell for it, yes! Right, now we're going to go ahead, play this. Get a white mana. And then Inspiring Veteran, Steel Claw Lance, equip for free to Fervent Champion, attack. See, I think the Mardu Unite strategy is working somewhat better than the equipment strategy, but hard to say really. Nyx Lotus coming down. And we're going to go ahead and destroy that Nyx Lotus. And then cast Mace of the Valiant. Fynn the Fangbearer coming back down again. He has Death Touch and has got a Mirror Shield now on. We're going to go ahead and equip. I don't think it matters, does it? Ember Shieldbreaker coming down. We're going to go ahead and equip to Fervent Champion. The fact that it has Death Touch as first strike should help mitigate Death Touch somewhat. So they're in an interesting position now. They have to kill the Fervent Champion if possible, but in mono green that's not going to be so easy to do. I mean, they could ram through with the Death Touch admittedly, so... Or they can cast a Questing Beast. Hornbash Mentor is going to give a trample counter to the Questing Beast. It doesn't just have trample? Okay, well that's interesting. Well then, Dire Tactics is going to come down to exile that Questing Beast. And now things are looking pretty good. We can move some of our equipment over, but I feel like doing this is the best really thing to do. There we go. Has first strike. Right. Is there anything we can do to try and even the odds somewhat? We can move our Mace of the Valiant over to the Inspiring Veteran, I guess. Can Axeguard Armory be sacked yet? It could be, I suppose. But do we want to do that yet? Yorvo coming down. Ooh, that's scary. Masked Vandal. Oh dear. And that's going to get rid of the Mace of the Valiant. Ouch. I've actually got a deck coming up with Masked Vandal in it, so stay tuned for that. Well, things have really taken a turn for the worse here now, but so it's time to bring Syr Gwyn out. And not do much else, I think. We can try and push through, I guess. That will at least get us a card draw. Inspiring Veteran, I think. We have our own Mirror Shield now. They are going to sacrifice all their creatures. Interesting. Oh, actually, maybe not Yorvo. I'm being dumb about that one. Then we're going to go ahead and equip to Syr Gwyn. End turn. Tyrite Sanctum. Fynn the Fangbearer coming down. Yorvo gets pumped. They're moving their mirror shield over. Well, we have our own mirror shield. Now, there is the issue of the fact that we will probably lose out some stuff because of Death Touch. We probably want to get rid of Yorvo first. Oh yeah, of course, I forgot about the fact that Mirror Shield destroys the Death Touch creatures. That's even better, okay. Okay, we're in a good position now. Oh, for goodness sake! Every single time! Come on! Sheesh! I swear! Every single time I get into a good position, my opponent has the exact thing they need to win the game. It's so frustrating. Wow! We'll just have to leave it like this for now, but so annoying! There's Once Upon a Time. Elder Gargaroth. Come on, Nurg! Deal free to me. So Gwyn coming back down again. Equip all the stuff on. And turn. Okay. A Shire coming down.
My greatest creation.
Well, we have to block here. Which just puts us up to a large amount of life, really. Right, what do we want to do now? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grim Tutor will bring us down to 5. Yeah, more of the Skyclaves would actually work really well here. Yeah, actually, I think this was just the game. Finally! Wait, no, wait, it has, our Elder Gargaroth has reach. I'm dumb. Nope, they take it, and we win the game. Finally! That took forever. You will see in the blooper reel later, but there was a ridiculous amount of losses with this deck. This is the worst deck I have ever had to play when doing these videos. That'll be why the video is so long. Anyway, on to the next game. So our opponent's going first in this one. We have Doomscar in case things get out of hand, so I'm going to kind of keep this. Also Ruinous Ultimatum later on as well. They are playing Magda, Brazen, Outlaw. They start with Full Crater. Interesting. We'll go ahead and play Venerable Knight. So, as it turns out, we were the first one to get a creature down. I thought they would get a dwarf down or something. Never mind, they have Whirl Eruption. So some form of removal dot deck. Magda coming down. Toralf's Hammer will be coming down here. Fearless Liberator. Sad Robot. We have 2 reds, we need more whites really, don't we? Oh, we need black as well, so... Breakneck Berserker. Scorching Dragonfire, come on! Well, that's annoying. So for that, I'm going to punish you with the ultimate punishment. Next turn we play Syr Gwyn. Arcane Signet coming down. Shadow Sphere coming down. Right, 2 black, we need another white, so that will allow us to play Ruinous Ultimatum if we wanted to, but we're just going to play Syr Gwyn this turn. We can potentially play Syr Gwyn again if they destroy Syr Gwyn this upcoming turn. Goldvine Pick. Bearded Axe is going to come down, so they've got a lot of equipment on the board. It would be a shame for them if this happens. And they concede! Yes! Yes! Ruinous Ultimatum coming in to screw our opponents over completely, leaving them on just 3 lands and facing a massive Syr Gwyn attack. Yes! Finally, we get to end on a positive note. Victory! Right then, here's the rather extensive blooper reel of all this deck's failures. Enjoy, or endure in my case, I guess. I'll see you in a moment for the deck wrap up. Now, admittedly, we cannot block Turgid, but now they're going to sack the our Steward to force us to discard a card. So we really have to discard the Blood Chiefs first, because if we discard the Shadow Spear, they get it. Or they can force us to discard our entire hand and they get the Shadow Spear anyway. Crap! Worst case scenario. Oh, come on. I'm somewhat surprised how this is going so far. I think this Turgid deck could turn things around at any moment though, so the Mirror Shield does help admittedly, but... And crap. Because they took our Shadow Spear, they've rendered our own Mirror Shield useless. Well, that's done. Yuck. This could get really bad really quickly. And they put Shadow Spear onto Turgid. I think I cursed it there by saying that. How stupid. 6 8s, but then there's just too much power on board, so we lose anyway. Dang it! Stupid Turgid. This is Turgid is one of the most annoying cards. They basically get to play your deck, and that's terrifyingly powerful. Doomscar. There go the creatures. Admittedly, they do get to pump their walls of Garrett, but we have Fervent Champion who can come down. Before we do anything, let's equip Mirror Shields to Fervent Champion. Oh, dang it! And they had the Heartless Axe, who it didn't really matter. Bummer. Well, this is going south real fast. Yeah, we'll do that. Because otherwise it's just ridiculous. And they choose to use Garrett's -3 to destroy the Skyclave apparition. I'm not too surprised to be honest, but at least they don't have an Uro anymore. They do have put us into 1 life. Now that's a bit of a problem because they have a ridiculous amount. We can't use okay, yeah, they had a counter spell for anything we played, so there's the game. Oh well. Okay, they're probably holding up a counter spell. And Arena has crashed! No! Well, that's going straight to the bloopers. Roaming Ghost Lights. And wow, they're really not letting us get any momentum whatsoever. Yep, they hit the roaming ghost light. And we're just getting massively overpowered, overpressured here. What can you do, really? Yeah, I think we have to Grim Tutor for that, and we need something to protect ourselves, so let's just put a Kiri down. Yeah, this hasn't gone very well. What can you do, really? This is getting tiring now. We'll go ahead and we'll equip the Shadow Spear to Vampire Knight. And equip Steel Claw Lance. Unsubstantiate. Come on. Come on. Ag. Right. I guess now that's out of the way, they will probably cast their Gyruda. This time I'm going to first Fervent Champion. Okay, if we want to have our other thing available, then we really need... We can cast Crystal Slipper, that should leave us enough mana for Murderous Rider. Oh yeah, I forgot about the hammer. Derp. Ah, maybe they're waiting to be able to copy Gyruda with the Form Engine. Now I think about it, oh no, they're putting Gyruda down now. They were waiting... They knew exactly what they were doing. I think it was that obvious, obviously. Yeah. Okay. No, they were waiting to copy its activation ability. Well, of course. As soon as I pay too much mana, they strike. Ag. Icebreaker Kraken. Sheesh. Well, this is a problem. Fortunately, we have a Death Touch blocker, so we can get rid of their Icebreaker Kraken. Wait, what? Hang on. Oh, the Serpent of Yawning Depths, come on. Come on! Ah. Come on! That was ridiculous! Heck! Sheesh! I tried to be played tactically, and I still can't win! Come on! This is getting ridiculous! And we're against Toralf, God of Fury, a card which also happens to be in our own deck. Well, this is an interesting hand, but it is actually playable because of the Murderous Rider, so we're going to go ahead and keep it. And they concede immediately. And here comes the Shire, I reckon. Oh, Cogler's coming down. Well, crap. Okay, we're taking a hefty amount of damage here. And it's a freaking land, because of course it is. That's going down real fast though. It's like, They're obviously going to get rid of the Steel Claw Lance. Oh yeah, I forgot the indestructible part. Right, okay. So in that case, we will go ahead and Doomscar. Oh, for goodness sake! Come on! And that Cogler's just going to erase all our equipment. Come on. Right, if we do another that, and we will Shatter Skull Smashing. But it doesn't look great. Because we can't really afford to do much about it, can we? Like that. This is stupid. I mean, what can I do against this? This is just stupid that they've just got indestructible 7/6, which they can keep protecting by casting this thing that ramps them every single turn. Like, seriously. Okay, well, I'm just have to concede then. End turn. And see how they cope. So Gwyn is currently indestructible due to General's Enforcer. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. Oh crap. Well, that's annoying. Where's Ruinous Ultimation when you need it, dang it? So Gwyn is still alive, thankfully. Oh, come on! I needed the Ruinous Ultimatum! Dude! So in response to that, we're going to flash in Black Lance Paragon. Death Touch, I think, on the Black Lance Paragon itself, so that we can then do this. Oh yeah, it can't be blocked like that, can it? Oh, I forgot about that part. So that Blooded Princess being up first was turned to be a bigger threat than I thought. freaking Heliod. That did not do me any favours whatsoever. Right, on to the next game. So yeah, that was the worst deck I have ever had to record for this channel. My goodness, it took absolutely forever to get anywhere near to winning games. Admittedly, we did have bad luck in some situations, but I think the card draw didn't help matters. We had 5 1-drops, which meant we couldn't really get going too early. We did have quite a few 2-drops deliberately so that I could actually start playing stuff, but I think there was maybe not enough removal in here or something. Let's see what in terms of removal we had. Bloodchief's Thirst, we had Dire Tactics, Ember of Shieldbreaker I guess counts as some form of removal, but even if it's only for artifacts. We also had Black Lance Paragon, which could trade in combat. Skyclave Apparition was another one. Murderous Rider. And then the two board wipes like Undo Inversion, Ruinous Ultimatum and Doomscar. And I think that's about it. Aside from that, we had real difficulty trying to deal with our opponent's boards especially when they were outvaluing us. Now, it didn't help that we kept being matched against blue opponents, but even against non-blue opponents, things just got out of hand too much. I admittedly got a bit flustered, but in terms of what you could ask to play this deck, I would probably consider Showdown of the Scalds. Probably should have put it in there myself, especially since I actually have the copies of the card now, so it's going to be something you could put in perhaps instead of one of the other card draw options. I don't know which. I'm not quite sure how useful Spit and Swordmaster was, but it was a knight, so it was it helped us get some life back in one game, but don't really know what good it was after that. So yeah, that was really my attempt to try and build an equipment-based deck in this format. I didn't have the card, but I would put Halvar, God of Battle in the deck, especially since you can search it off Forging the Tyrite Sword. So yeah, we didn't really get to use Toralf's Hammer's ability because there was a lack of mana. It's not really as good as Sun Forger by any means, but oh well. Some of the equipment I wasn't quite sure about. It's like Malefic Scythe required stuff to die. It was admittedly better than other options we could have had. There's probably also Ravager's Mace that you could play, which equips automatically. So that might be something to consider. Aside from that though, well, I think that's going to do it for this time. We've had a rough go today, but it didn't really work out too well. And we did find some teams to win. We just find some opponents to win against eventually, but in the end, really, I think I was just stalling for time until I can get the next deck ready. Now, I may not necessarily have it ready by next week. I'm 2 cards short, but they're both rares, so we'll have to see how it comes to acquiring things. In the meantime, thank you for watching this video. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please share this with your friends so you get more people watching the videos. Please subscribe to the channel for more gaming and TCG content, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when new videos come out. Also follow me on Twitter, generic A Person, all one word. Thank you for watching. I've been A Person, goodbye!